as pure as the driven snow. Toastmaster Roxanne Northwest.
Roxanne.
As pure as the driven snow. Thank you. I am from Pennsylvania, and I lived in a rural area, and I absolutely hated the snow. I hated to drive in it, and it was dangerous, and I had a few little accidents. But I absolutely loved going out in the evenings, for example, when it was dark out, and you could see the stars in the sky, and walk through the snow, and being the only, your footsteps in the snow would be the only thing that should be there because it was all virgin snow. I just have so many memories of how beautiful it was. But one thing I will say for sure, I'm glad to be able to do that. I enjoyed going to Pennsylvania in the wintertime over the holidays, but I sure was glad to get out of being 3 years old.
It takes more muscles to frown than to smile. Toastmaster Josh Harris.
More muscles to frown than to smile. You know, there's something to be said about being nice to people and to just be friendly, to show some reciprocity to us fellow human beings here. How many times have you been stuck in traffic and you just want to launch it at that person in front of you for a perfectly good cause, I might add? Trust me, all you have to do is sit there and laugh and say, you know what? I got a lot worse things going on. I'm going to let them go in front of me, let them go in their peace. It's not worth it, folks. Just smile, be happy, enjoy yourself, enjoy your day. Don't let their problems become your problems. They'll carry that scowl, but you'll have a brighter day. Fellow Toastmasters.
No use crying over spilled milk. Toastmaster Teresa Bay.
Milk. I'm gonna go with milk. That's all I've heard. So interestingly, we have now almond milk. Milk. What else? Cashew. Coconut.
Soy milk.
Almond.
What else?
Right. Lactate.
Meanwhile, I'm like, can we just go back to the cows and just figure out a way to not only make milk out of the beautiful white thing that comes out of the whey, but a quick story. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, my stepdaughter, she was 8 years old. When she came to me, she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see chocolate milk. It was so interesting. And I had to explain to her that no matter the skin tone, we all have white milk.
The apple of my eye. Toastmaster Susan and you.
Okay. I think first I need to talk about reciprocity. And so I'm hoping that if I don't cry, you won't boo me. Start out with that. The apple of my eye. The apple of my eye for many years was this little fuzzy dog named Feather Pie that followed me around at Florida State University. She was such a sweetheart. She'd stay right beside my leg without a leash, day in and day out, walk all the way to campus with me. I'd go to the regional rehab center where my class was on the 3rd floor, and I'd say, go lay down, Pie. And she would go over and lay in those bushes. And I'd come down 3 hours later, and here she would be. I'd go, come on, Pie. And she would just come along with me. And that went on for years and years. I finally had the mistake, I finally had the mistake of, did it again, of what? Letting her have some pups. Well, I didn't let her do that. That kind of happened. And then I ended up having her pup for many years, and it was just a wonderful experience. I just saw her.
Thank you.
I live way out in the country where we got lots of guns. And I'm military, so between, that was an and.
You told me and at the beginning of a sentence. Sorry, buddy.
Credit where credit's due.
Oh, my God.
And we have someone down our street started making this is how you learn not to do it, by the way. We have someone down our street that started a yurt campsite. And it's a bunch of hipsters. And they come out, and one of them said, I heard somebody shooting a gun, and it was really disturbing. So I got my son and I said, if tonight's a really beautiful evening, right as the sun's setting, the shadows grows long, what's the loudest two guns that we own? And we went out and spent, I don't know, $12 in ammunition just to brighten their evening.
Pick the low-hanging fruit first. Toastmaster Michelle Hammond.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, I mean, if you want to grab the low-hanging fruit, that's the easy way to go. But I challenge you, do something different. Reach up and put in the effort to do something different. Be intentional, try something new. Because sometimes that low-hanging fruit, from where I'm from, I got a little tinkled on, or stepped on, smashed on, it can be bruised. But you are all deserving of something fresh, something new, something nutritious. And then in a true act of reciprocity, you can give that fruit away and be a blessing to someone else. Thank you, Toastmasters.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Toastmaster Rebecca Eggleton.
That's a great expression. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Because we don't always get exactly the way we want things to be, right? And sometimes you wake up in the morning and you find out that something just didn't start your day right, and you gotta figure out how the heck you're gonna make that lemonade. I heard an interesting thing on the way to Toastmasters this morning I thought was quite exciting, which does not have to do with lemonade, but I thought it was quite interesting that Brightline is finally starting. And our backyard of Orlando just got bigger with trips to Miami to be hopping on the train to get there in 3 hours. So I'm not sure what reciprocity there might be with other transportation systems, but thought that was a cool bit of news today.
When life gives you melons, you could be dyslexic. Toastmaster Mark Wright.
Different ways to go with that, but I'll keep it PG. One person needs it.
Yeah, we got it.
Frequently you misread a situation. And could mean you're dyslexic, that is true. It could mean you might need to pivot and take what you thought you were given, fixate on the goals and where you're trying to get to, stomp on those melons, throw away the seeds, and you still have some juice and watermelon. Aid! It's a party! There we go. Thank you.
It's simple to be wise. Just think of something stupid to say and then don't say it. Will Hammond.
Will.
My dad and I have a good relationship. And whenever I do something boneheaded, He looks at me, he's like, ooh, I can feel the heat coming off of it. It was so dumb, I can feel the heat generated by the stupid act you just did. A lot of times we're playing chess, and I'll just sit back, I'll just be like, I feel the heat, son, and I'm looking around on the chessboard like, oh no, what mistake did I do? What mistake did I do? And all of a sudden, something I don't see comes down and just crashes over me, and I lose the game. Or I'll just take the board and just get mad at it. Sometimes you get stupid, sometimes you act stupid. I forgot the question, and I'm going to just sit down because I
Don't blame yourself. Let me do it. Toastmaster Lazar Lickett.
Don't blame yourself, let somebody else do it, or let me do it. I've always liked to blame myself. Because, you know, what we call self-duplicate humor, sometimes I like it because when you let other people do it, it hurts more. So, I know I'm short. So before somebody say you're short, I say, oh yeah, I'm short. So when I say that, nobody can say anything anymore. And that put me at ease, and you become friends. Like, when I introduced myself, one day I went to Boston, and I know my accent is a little bit weird and heavy. No. So, you see, I know you can never realize it. So before even I introduce myself, before I start talking, I say, you know what? If you don't understand what I'll be saying, you can stop me and let me know, and I will repeat it again. When I say that, you see, when I say that, they just say thank you, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Can you repeat that?
It's darkest before the dawn. Toastmaster Jolene Tarkata.
Good morning, distinguished host.
Morning.
Good morning.
This was a surprise to me. It's the dark before the dawn. I'm a beginner again. I did Toastmasters a few years ago, and I didn't keep going, so now I'm back at the level I was. So I'm planning to show up more consistently, and I'm happy to be here and learn from all of you lady speakers. I'm surprised that still wasn't long enough.
There it goes.
Please do not try this at home. Distinguished Toastmaster Mark Ayler.
Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please do not try this at home. I love that saying. One of my favorites. In fact, I used to tell it to my paralegal all the time. I'd say, look, we can do this at work. It's kind of a tricky thing, but don't try it at home. I'm afraid your husband won't understand. I don't mean that in a sexual or I don't mean that. It is some stupid stuff at work from time to time. I don't have time to tell you all about that. But thank you.
Stupid is as stupid does. Toastmaster. Annalia, correct.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Toastmasters, I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do a topic today. that reciprocity wouldn't be extended to me, but I guess I have to do one. I don't remember what you said, but I'm going to go with something else. So you can talk to Josh about smiling, and I smile a lot, and I hate doing it. I genuinely dislike smiling, and actually I gave my intro speech at another Toastmasters group in Arizona when I was thinking about joining, and it was actually about smiling because I feel like a lot of the time I smile, but I don't actually mean it. And I gave a speech, you can click here or whatever it is that people say to look at it, but I gave a speech about how much I don't like people, and for some reason, people still seem to think that I actually do like people, and they talk to me a lot more. And I think, no, that speech was supposed to, it was exactly what it was meant to be. I don't like people. I smile too much, and I need to stop doing that.
You're training cats and dogs. Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
Ah.
You have a beautiful smile, by the way. You should smile more often. Doesn't she have a beautiful smile?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know you like people deep down inside, because no one would smile that much if they didn't. Cats and dogs. I love dogs. I actually love cats too. I gave a speech here one time about not liking cats, but I actually like them. All my kids are allergic to them. And so I can't have them at home. Does anybody know what a Bengal cat is? We had a Bengal cat for a while. That's like a $2,000 cat. It's bred from a leopard cat, and it has these beautiful spots. It's amazing. But it's very wild, and you have to eventually get rid of it. But you know, you were talking about low-hanging fruit a minute ago. My wife was at home one day. This is totally true. Our pastor's wife came over to say hi. And my wife had just taken the dog out to the bathroom. So the pastor's wife came over, and we had this little garden, and they were looking at the garden, and there was a little bean at the bottom of the stalk that was wet already, because the dog had just been there. And the pastor's wife reached down and picked the bean and ate it right in front of the dog. She goes, oh, this is very flavorful. You can bet that it was. Thank you very much.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. Toastmaster Kathy Lincoln.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay. Thumbs up and hands up. Well, I guess, for example, let's talk with age. I may not look like my age, but I am 58. And recently I started back with martial arts, because I used to do it when I was younger. So I joined with my sister. And so for me, I'm excited, I enjoy it, so that is my cake. But unfortunately, my body doesn't want to eat it too much. Because when I go to do those roundhouse cakes, it's like, right here, just like, and my knee is like shot. Like the only reason I'm standing up this morning, because this morning I didn't want to come, I got out of the bed and I was like, I can't move. So it's only because I took a Tylenol that I'm walking and talking, so you can't have your cake and eat it too. So I gotta get this body in shape so that cake.
As one door closes, another one opens. Toastmaster Alex McGriff.
Alex. Yay.
One door opens, another one closes, right? Or vice versa. Why even shut the door? Now, I don't always like that because that means more work, and I don't like more work. I'm lazy.
I'm preaching, brother.
Kind of like the low-hanging fruit topic. It's like, okay, well, if I can get it this way, I'm not going to go that route because it's going to be more hard. So, yes. And speaking of low-hanging fruit, I'm like, man, it's a story of my life, you know? Just with like dating, you know? Dating-wise, you know? Let's just say, okay, I want this person. I really like this person. And this person really doesn't like me, but I got this low-hanging fruit over here that really likes me.
Way short three. I apologize, we ran out of time. Madam Timer, you all think it's qualified?
Yes.
Excellent. Please, join